Now let's take a more detailed look at the local market. Earlier I spoke to Martin Lakos at Macquarie Private Wealth. Well, Martin Lakos, what's the situation today? Has it been a case of Greek relief or a year-end rally?
Yeah, very much a case of both for the markets today, Phil. We had overnight, obviously, the Greek Parliament voting in favour of the austerity package. Now, we had European markets quite strong. The London FT was, FTSE was up 1.5%, and the French market, to give you an example, was up 2%. That rally followed through in the US markets as well, but we also saw some good data coming out in the US. Pending home sales up 8% compared to being down 11% for April, and we're starting to see some more positive signs coming through on the economic front as well. For the US also, we saw Monsanto, the agricultural company, rise 5% in trading on the back of better reports on sales of some of their agricultural products, particularly seeds, and interestingly an upgrade by brokers in US steel businesses, and that was reflected in our market today. Now back to our market, certainly end of financial year, 30th of June, it looks like we're up 371 points from this time last year. That's a performance of 8.7%, but clearly it's been a pretty volatile year without a doubt. In terms of today's action, certainly a little bit of end of financial year window dressing. Interestingly, the very weak industrial sector over the last couple of months was the best performer today, up about 2.4%, compared, for example, to the materials sector, up 2%, and energy up about 2.4%. Financials, although stronger, not as strong as, for example, the German banks, which rallied really hard in their time zone as well.
Well, there's been a couple of deals announced by its subsidiary companies. Is that what's driven the share price of Leighton Holdings today?
Well, Phil, Leighton was up 83 odd cents, or nearly 4%, and got carried away with the rest of the market. But I think certainly the market liked the sound of those two transactions. They're on the Tees Services Group, which is basically waste management. They've seen either new or renewed contracts for about $203 million worth of those contracts, spread across Queensland, New South Wales and Victoria. The second announcement that came out from Leighton was they've sold a $35 million holding, or about 5% of the Burton coal mines, to Peabody Coal. Now, they've been sitting on this since 1996. It's certainly a part and parcel of when they often did contracts in the past. They bought a small stake to support the businesses. So that's another one that's been now removed off the balance sheet for Leighton's.
And finally, Martin, Lynas Corporation's getting closer to having a rare earths processing plant up and running in Malaysia. What are the latest developments there?
Yeah, well, it does look like they're certainly progressing that. However, the Malaysian review by the International Atomic Energy Agency on their rare earths processing plant in Malaysia, although it wasn't non-compliant, it did come up with 10 improvements they want to see before they start issuing licences. So it's going to be a little bit of a while before Lynas is able to actually import those rare earths into Malaysia and start processing. The stock was suspended and on a trading hold, and I think they'll reopen either later this week or on Monday of next week.
Well, Martin Lakos, hope you have a happy new year, and thanks very much for your time.
Thanks, Phil. Always a pleasure.